Is Noah really Caesar's son? In the past hours, news has reached different internet portals, which point to the fact that the protagonist of the new movie, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, really will be a direct descendant of Caesar, the primate that caused the existence of the Planet of the Apes. In this video, we will be analyzing this news and what it means for the Planet of the Apes universe. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. When the trailer of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was released, many fans theorized that the protagonist of this new movie would be Caesar's son Cornelius, after he was called this way in different internet portals. Later, the producers close to the movie affirmed that the protagonist was named Noah, and that the story takes place many decades after the Planet of the Apes trilogy. When we saw the trailer, we could believe this to a certain extent, because the cities were destroyed, and nature has reclaimed the whole world, as if hundreds of years had passed. However, the theory that Noah is Caesar's son, or a direct descendant, has been revived after an interview with the director of this film. Part of the interview can be read on the website thedirect.com and reads as follows. Disney already let slip a potential plot twist centering around one of the main characters of the upcoming title. And director Wes Ball even teased what is to come by saying, Caesar's legacy will continue. Just 4 weeks ago, the first teaser trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was released, giving fans a bit of insight into what they should expect from the upcoming sci-fi epic. This revelation comes as no surprise due to the nature of the teaser trailer that was recently released. But Ball specifically stated that he felt as though the franchise as a whole could benefit from receiving a dose of Star Wars. When I first started on it, I said, I feel like Apes needs a little bit of Star Wars. The director also added that while it's all still very grounded in reality, just as the previous 3 Apes movies were, Kingdom is essentially a quest narrative where the main character ultimately becomes his true self. It's all still very grounded in reality, but it is essentially a quest narrative. Our main character, the young, impressionable Noah, played by the It movie actor Owen Teague, meets characters along the way and becomes awakened as he winds up in a place that will test him, and he ultimately becomes his true self. Ball also revealed how Andy Serkis's Caesar will play into the story of the upcoming movie, and specifically how he and his legacy will be thought of as more of a mythical figure than anything else. What's happened to his memory? How might it have been corrupted or abused or adopted? Ball also described exactly what led him to tell a big historical epic with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and specifically what he took inspiration from in one of the previous films. What I thought was really interesting in War was that Bad Ape, played by Steve Zahn, became self-aware, and he had no clue who Caesar was. So somewhere out in this world there are other apes who have no idea who Caesar is, but also still came to sentience. And that led to this whole idea of doing a big historical epic. The main dialogue in the trailer already previewed Noah's quest for knowledge. And while Kingdom will undoubtedly include the action, war, and drama of the previous films, it is now clear that it will be a character-driven, character-focused, and protagonist-driven quest story. This interview reveals many important details about the film. First is the style, which will be different from the Caesar trilogy. Although the Caesar trilogy told his story and the fall of humanity, we can consider that narrative a tragedy. But the new trilogy takes inspiration from Star Wars. What exactly does this mean? The thing is that Star Wars, or at least the original films, laid the foundation for modern storytelling with the hero's journey. The story of someone seemingly normal, who embarks on an adventure and is transformed. Like Harry Potter, for example, who starts out as an ordinary boy, then discovers his magical potential and takes on the villain Voldemort. Based on this, we know that the story will be about a seemingly unknown ape, Noah, who must discover his true identity and then face the villain of the story, a chimpanzee named Proximus Caesar. This gives me a clear picture of where this movie will be heading. It is highly probable that Noah is a direct relative of Caesar, the original ape leader, and that this blood relationship is to be discovered in the course of the plot. The hero's path is a fairly common resource in this type of film, but it is also a fairly repeated element, which is why care must be taken when creating the story, so that it does not end up very similar to others. Now, according to what the director says, we can understand that there are apes who have never heard of Caesar and are possibly trying to get ahead. This leads me to think that Noah has never heard of Caesar, and that Proximus Caesar belongs to another society of apes who have twisted the story of what happened. I think the one who started the religion where technology is forbidden and Caesar is put as a messianic figure is Noah, but in the future. Although I don't think Noah is a direct son of Caesar, it could be his grandson, and this is something we could see in the movie, and that it is in Noah's hands to discover that he is a descendant of Caesar and must build his legacy. In the world of Planet of the Apes, Caesar is not just a character, he is a legend. Like the heroes of our real stories, such as Nelson Mandela, or characters from myths such as King Arthur, Caesar is a messianic figure for the apes. When Taylor arrived on the Planet of the Apes in the first film, there were statues of Caesar, and the religion there had him as a main character. Perhaps Noah's destiny is to create this religion to follow the path of his ancestors. Just as Jesus Christ brought a new spiritual message, based on his lineage and previous teachings, Noah could institute a cult around Caesar's memory, drawing on the traditions and legacies of his ape predecessors. This would fit with the director's description of Caesar being seen as a mythical figure, and the fact that there are apes who have never heard of him. Noah would have the mission of reconnecting this new generation with the seminal leader of the past, taking on that mantle of spiritual guide himself. In the trailer, we can see how Noah reaches different places in the city, as well as a telescope. All of this represents his path of personal discovery and confrontation with his destiny. And of course, I think we will see the house and different places where Caesar was in the previous trilogy, but from Noah's perspective. But tell me, what do you think about all this? Now that we know more about the movie, do you want to see it? Do you think it's about Caesar's descendant? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe. You are on The Oasis Geek.